Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video. You join me just as I am getting ready for the day, but I had a delivery this morning which has been, I'm definitely at the stage of life now where clothes deliveries, they're exciting, sure, but paint sample deliveries, another level. So I have had a delivery of my Farrow Ball paint samples and my Little Greene paint samples, and so these are going to be the colours, hopefully, for the dining room / living room and then the kitchen as well. And I've really taken my time picking these samples, so I'm really hoping that amongst them will be a colour that will work. It's basically just different shades of the same thing, being perfectly honest, but I'm so excited to actually finally start getting some colour on the walls, and because this is the fun part about moving house, right? The actual buying a house, not overly fun, to be perfectly honest. Looking at houses, fun, and then you find one you like, and then they accept your offer, and it's all very exciting. And then from that point on to actually being in the house, not fun, okay? Don't enjoy that process. And because we've moved, like 3 times in the last year, we are very happy to finally be in and sorted, hopefully for a while. So it means that we can actually get on with the fun, creative bit of actually getting some paint on the walls and really making it feel homely, because at the moment it still feels like somebody else's house. We haven't put our stamp on it yet. So now that we are vaguely presentable for the day, let's go downstairs and have a bit of a look at these samples, because honestly, I can't wait any longer. Here we go. So from Farrow Ball, I have picked out Kitty Wake, and these are all in the estate emulsion. I would probably get these in the dead flat when I actually order the paint, but at least I can get an idea of the colour. So we've got Kitty Wake, and then we've got Lulworth Blue, and then we also have Vert de Terre. But for the kitchen, we're looking at these two. Now, my worry is that they might be a bit dark, but we'll see. Once I've got them on I've got some sheets of paper to paint them on, and then we can, that means you can move them around the room a bit and get a better idea of what the colours will look like. So yeah, I'm very excited to get these on the walls. I'm not going to be able to do it now because I actually have to run out and do some bits and bobs, but I will open up the Little Greene ones with you tomorrow, probably, and then we'll, like I say, we'll get these painted up and have a bit of a look at what we're thinking. Okay, so second load of samples. Little Greene are winning so far, because not only do they come with a little paintbrush, which is actually really quite decent. It's really soft, and these, the bristles are really fine. It's actually, it's not bad. It also came with a cup of tea to have, a tea bag to have a cup of tea whilst you do your samples. So quite frankly, it'd be rude not to. Yep, that's good. I'm going to get these painted up, and then I've got a few errands to run whilst they dry, and then we'll come back and try them around the house. But the 2 blues that I got just weren't right. So, and actually I haven't shown you those yet, so bear with. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to show you, but this is what Kitty Wake looks like. As you can see, in isolation, it kind of looks okay, but I think it's too dark. I think it's just going to darken up this room too much. And then
I can't remember what name this one is off the top of my head, so I'll pop it on the screen here. This is a bit better, but again, I just think it's too dark and it's too grey undertoned. There you go. Give you a little bit of a wider view of it. Do you see what I mean? I think it's too dark. It's also hard because obviously it doesn't go with this colour either. But I just, yeah, I'm not sure it's quite right. So I am very, very excited for these two. So I've got, these are obviously all from Little Greene. They're from the National Trust collection. And I've got Celestial Blue and Bone China Blue. Now, I think I'm going to have the same problem with this one. I think it's going to be too grey undertoned. But look at that. It almost looks green on camera, which I think is what I need. I think I need that yellowy undertone. Because as you can see from the floor here, it is quite, yes, we shall be painting the skirting boards. It is quite yellowy toned, this room. And the cabinets are kind of that, you know, creamy colour. So I think this could be beautiful. And then I also got Borringdon Green, and this is very similar to Vert de Terre, and I'm very interested to see how these are going to hold up. I have had quite a few people say that they think Little Greene is a better quality than Farrow Ball, especially at the moment. I think Farrow Ball went through a bit of a dip in terms of their quality, so it's going to be interesting to see if the quality... I was impressed when just, you know, painting the testers yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see how this compares. But yes, I will get these all painted up and then we'll see how we go.
3 weeks later.
It finally arrived! So, the saga with that is that I love John Lewis, right? I'm British, I love John Lewis, it's in my blood. But I noticed that they were having a sale on Little Greene paint. So I was like, fantastic. Saved like 30 quid on it, which, you know, when you're spending a lot of money on paint, you know, you'll take it. So ordered the paint, got told it would arrive within 7 days. Perfect. 7 days goes by. I get in contact, had to speak to a few different people just to track this paint down. Anyway, it turned out it had been marked as dispatched. It was a whole thing. Anyway. But it's here now, which means I can actually finish painting the kitchen because we started it, but obviously had to pause proceedings. So I'll show you where we're up to in that. Okay, so this is probably the best angle to show you. Forgive everything being everywhere, but you know, we are in the middle of decorating. So the white paint came that we're edging it with. I can't remember the name of this. I'll have all of the paints and all the names of them in the description bar. So if you're looking for them, check that out. But so I've done all of the edging. We're going to get the doors stripped. So that's why that is still the way that it is. But we've gone round, we've done the ceiling, we've done all of the edging in the white. And now we just need to get the blue on the walls. So now that that's arrived, I think I'm going to stick with my job of, well, okay, thinking aloud here. We'll prime this room. And then whilst that's drying, we can get started on painting this room, which is so exciting.
3 days later.
I was actually not supposed to be doing any painting today, but after showing you guys that the paint had arrived, I just got excited and I wanted to get it up on the walls. So this is the Celestial Blue Little Greene paint. I'll turn you around and show you properly. So I've just done the edging. Now I know ideally, really, I wouldn't leave this until tomorrow until I roller, but just the truths of getting overexcited and just wanting to get some paint on the walls. But I am loving how this is looking. But if you can see this kind of like yellowy, creamy beige, these are also going to change, door, you know, cupboard doors against this blue, I think it's going to be really gorgeous. I am worried that it's a blue, but I knew it was a blue. And I think once it's all done and you won't be able to see this horrible greeny colour underneath, then I think it'll be good. But yeah, we're getting there. Hello, my friends. So at the point of filming this, I actually have no idea what I filmed and what I haven't filmed. So apologies for that. I've been doing this vlog over several weeks, but we are finally at finish the kitchen stage. So as you can see, we have got the first coat on the walls. Please forgive the fact that it's a bit of a mess, but you know, we do use this kitchen. And when I first painted it, I'm not gonna lie to you, I hated it. I was just so annoyed because it's expensive paint, you can't return it. and I didn't really have any plans for where I could paint this colour if it wasn't in the kitchen. And when it first went on the walls, I was like, yes, lovely, love this. And then its first stage of drying was so much darker and brighter. And I was just like what? Like, it didn't look like the sample that I put on, you know, on piece of paper. And I was like, oh gosh, okay, maybe the sample is slightly different paint or whatever. But then, having now had it on the walls, honestly, for a good week now, yes, a week today actually, it has now kind of settled again. So I think this paint, so it's Little Greene, and I think this paint just goes through drying stages, if that makes sense, because it doesn't look the same colour as it did that evening of the day that I painted it. So the reason I've been away with work, number one, but also I wanted to leave it because I was like, well, if I'm going to paint a different colour over the top, I don't want to waste the paint. But actually, we really like it now. I think it's just because the colour in here is like so different to what it was when we first moved in, that I think it's just taken a bit of getting used to. But now it's lovely. I love this colour so much. But I will spin you around and show you what it looks like. So this is coat 1. This is quite a good place to show you actually, because this is coat 1. You can only see it needs a second coat. Sorry, close up of all the knives. But when you actually get really, really close to it, from a distance, it looks amazing. And now, the place that I really didn't like it initially was in this corner, because the light that was coming through was warm, intense evening light, and it just looked so bright. Whereas now, basically any other light than that specific one, and also obviously we haven't got a blind up here at the moment, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I love how it looks against the silver fittings and stuff. That is driving me mad. I don't know if I can't tell if that bit's clean, or if it's been scrubbed with something. That may have been me. Anyway, but obviously these fixtures are not going to change. So I love how it looks with that. But then I also really love how it looks against the warm tiles, because that was the difficulty, was that really, you know, these don't really go. So it was finding something that could kind of tone it together. And honestly, now I am so happy. Can't wait to actually get that up on a wall. And yeah, I just love how it looks with the flooring and the kitchen cabinets and everything. I think it looks great. I also just wanted to show you, so this is the Farrow Ball Vert-a-Terre, and then when you kind of come in, can you see like these colours? It's hard to obviously because the lighting's so different, but they work really well together. So I'm really pleased to kind of get that, you know, they tone in even though they're different colours. So yes, it's been a bit of a journey, but loving it now. Okay, my friends, welcome to the finished kitchen. So this is actually quite a good time to see it, I think, because it's quite an overcast day today, so you can see a bit more of the kind of grey. It's like, it looks grey undertone there, it looks kind of yellowy undertoned here. A bird just flew into the window. Apologies, sir. I hope you're okay. You okay, mate? He's fine. He's fine. He's hopping around on the floor. The only thing is that it doesn't quite match this, which is still got my little tester pots on it. But to be honest, I don't really mind. It kind of tones in, and also, to be honest, this is getting a little bit beaten up. It got quite beaten up in the move. So I think we'll probably be changing that up. Anyway, I'm really pleased that it has worked out colour-wise. Because like I say, when I first painted it, I was worried. So the next thing I need to do is to get the blinds sorted for that window and for that one. But then we will be all sorted. I am actually going to finish this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed it. I am going to do little videos along the way of doing our house up, and it's going to be a slow process. We're really taking our time with it because we want to get it right. A lot of very exciting things planned. I'm going to be sorting out this this situation is all I will say. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one.